Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be each and every Sunday night. Where tonight on Top Split TV, we're coming to you from Silverstone. Well, apparently, we're coming to you from Silverstone. Let me just try that again. There it is, Silverstone, the national layout, which is surprisingly good for these little Formula Ford cars. The racing's been excellent. Tight tussles throughout, side by side, through multiple corners. Hopefully, the skill will shine through tonight of these drivers. Big bumper field. 15 cars with a strength of field over 5,500. Looking forward to this one indeed. I'm Alex McKellar, your host tonight, and joining me as always is the chaotic one himself, Mr. Corey Steinhauser. Corey, big night of action ahead of us.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Alex. It's the penultimate race of the season, and it's the Silverstone National Layout. As you said before, a great little track for these cars. A couple of long straights, including the Wellington Straight, which draft does come into effect on, which is pretty surprising. But it's going to be great to see what these drivers can do. We saw some great battles in the warm-up race, and especially Yamato going from the outside of Luffield and finishing the move on the outside of Copse, which is pretty incredible when you consider that's 3 right-handed corners that he was on the outside of, Alex.
Yeah, it was spectacular work, and hopefully we'll see a bit more of that here tonight. Let's go through our field tonight. We've got Sam Devanti, the cowboy for Speedy Snarls, leading the way for ANZ as car number 1 here tonight. Tim Hendrickson just behind him is car number 2 for Team Torpedo. Flying Dutchman returns to SNL action. Hikaru Sasaki, leading Japanese driver this season, leading of all drivers this season, all championships on offer. He's on top of at the moment, looking very tough to beat, even though he's car number 3 here tonight. His compatriot Takumi Yamato, Yamato-san, car number 4 for Team NRS. Another one looking to put in a strong performance. Dario Frattini, fresh off the 12-hour race at Monza with his teammate Hendrickson, I should have mentioned. Car number 2 we saw before, both doing the 12 hours earlier this weekend. So backing up here and supporting the series tonight is very much appreciated. Luca Becker, I think this is his second week we might have seen him in a row, actually. Very strong drive around here during the week. Strong performance, smart racer as well. Well, hang on, he was car number 6. I'm just going to find car number 7, who's jumped to the top of the pops. Joined us for the first time last week, had a stellar performance. Henry Moore, it's car number 7, currently sitting at top of the pops in terms of the quali in the early stages. Car number 8 here tonight, if I can find it, Xavier Sanchez, one of the big Iberian streamers, of course. Great to see him here once again. We like seeing him out there having a good time. Ryan Chenoweth, Goose Juice Racing's Wildlife Warrior, is car number 9, and car number 10 rounding out top 10. Glenn Corrigan on debut, the ANZ driver, one of the good guys out there. Truck it, Glenn. Great to see Corrigan out there for the first time, Corey.
Absolutely, Alex, and he's supporting one of the most iconic Australian paint schemes in Jim's Mowing. So it's great to see him out there. Coming up as car number 11, though, is the Team Clown boss man, Mr. Vasco Sorosky, obviously supporting Oz NZ Club. Then we have Kazuma Kokubu from Japan as car number 12. Unfortunately, his brother's not here as well. His brother did not have the greatest of warm-up races, but great to see Kazuma out there. Luke Whitten for Team Milo coming as lucky car number 13 here tonight, representing Oz NZ. And car number 14, who's just finished his second lap and moved up to P4, is Warwick Brown, also representing Oz NZ. And then wrapping up the field, just sneaking in, Alex, with a 4.5k I rating, Mr. Darren Tune, Mr. Consistency and on the rise himself. And it'd be interesting to see what he can do here as the 15 car. Of course, as we know, the car number doesn't really reflect the skill level, merely just reflects the I rating. So Darren Tune definitely going to be one to watch as he moves his way up into 13th, just finishing his first lap of qualifying, Alex.
Absolutely. 13th after lap 1. Devanti has just finished his second lap, only good enough for P4 provisionally at least. I'm seeing if anyone's still doing any laps. Tune, as you say, he's going around for his second lap. Becker hasn't set a time yet. Sasaki with an amazing time, 1 minute flat 0.6, and I'm pretty confident that that is the best qualifying time of the week. So with all these drivers down the top 5 under the 101 mark, you know that the track is blistering. And I know it's the best quality time of the week because he's just beaten mine, Corey. I thought I might even get one this week, but not to be with the likes of Sasaki around. He's done a 1 minute dead 0.6 as we see Tune now come around to finish his second lap and pulls up straight after, unable to improve. Becker, the last one out on track, Corey.
That's right, and he's just coming up to Brooklands now and then into Luffield, and this will be the completion of his second lap. And the only other car that hasn't completed the second lap is Dario Frattini, but he bailed out on his second lap. So some problems there for Frattini. As Becker comes through Woodcote now to finish off the lap, taking all of the apron of the track there, he very well could. And he's going to cross the line and move himself up to P10 with a 101.121, Alex.
Beautiful. Let's run through our grid for round 11 here at Silverstone here, Sunday Night Lights, season 31. With the best quality time of the week, Hikaru Sasaki, no surprise, Team NRS on pole with a 1 minute 0.684. Fantastic lap time there from Sasaki. Tim Hendrickson for Team Torpedo, full 10th and a half behind, starts alongside him on the front row in second. Starting from third tonight will be Henry Moore for his second outing here on a Sunday night. But alongside him, last week's race winner, Sam Devantier for Speedy Snail, starts out of fourth. Starting out of fifth, our pole sitter for last week, starts in the top 5. Warwick Brown for Donate Life Sim Racing. Been struggling with quality a bit this week, but put it on inside the top 5 to begin with. It's a great starting position for him. Similarly, Swarovski, who says he did not do the best effort through turn 1 you've ever seen, on his second lap still sits in the top 6 to start this one out. Kazuma Kokobu for Kaz Piro Racing, his brother, the Piro King, not here tonight, but Kokobu certainly starts well out of 7th. Takumi Yamato, his teammate, or his compatriot, I should say, for Team NRS, starts out of 8th. Ryan Chenoweth for Goose Juice Racing, good pace around here, though 4/10 off pole, starting out of 9th. Luca Becker, expecting him to be a little bit further forward, may look to do so in the race, starts out of 10th. Xavier Sanchez from Spain out of 11th. Alongside him, Team Milo's Luke Witten out of 12th. Going over the page, 13th, Dario Frattini for FPM Oval Matine. Starts out of 13th, Darren Tune from Australia. Starts out of 14th. And last off our grid on debut will be Glenn Corrigan from ANZ. Corey, looking to maybe get a bit of the stars out of the eyes. I don't know. What do you reckon? What do you reckon is going through the young man's mind on his first outing here on Sunday night?
Well, it's definitely a very difficult thing to ponder, as I usually never make it into the top split myself. But the only way up from the bottom, well, the only way forward from the bottom is up. So we'll see how they go. As the green flag is being vigorously waved by Fred the Flag Marshal. We're off and racing here, but a penultimate round, round number 11, and already someone in the background pulling off the track and towing to the pits. That was Glenn Corrigan, Alex. So not a great start for Glenn.
I don't know what's going on there, but he's just pulled over. Hopefully everything's okay at home as we go side by side and then get it line astern, deeper in the field, bit more side by side action. Luke Witten all the way back in 13th now, unlucky 13, has dropped a position off the start. Start's not been his strong point so far this week. As we run down the Wellington Straight for the first time into Brooklands, Sasaki leads them through. Hendrickson followed by Moore. Moore, a canny racer, very strong in the packs, as Swarovski now side by side with Brown, holds him off, and there's a bit of side-by-side deeper in this pack as well. You can, as you said earlier, Yamato we saw getting stuff done around the outside. I'm wondering if Brown's picked up a slowdown though, because he's moving backwards rather than forward at this stage, Corey.
And not too sure about that one. He is battling pretty hard with Gogabu there for the 6th position. So I guess that one's just going to be a little bit of a wait and see. But Sasaki currently leading the way right now with a train of 3. It's Sasaki, Hendrickson, and Moore heading up the field. And it looks like Devantier trying to hold on to them. And a bit of a gap back to Swarovski, who is looking good in P4 there, Alex.
Yeah, he's doing all right there in just on the tail of the front pack. But there's a lot of depth to this field. Oh, as we see Brown on the back of Yamato now. I reckon he must have picked up a slowdown. And Kokobu and Yamato, the compatriots, go side by side, and Brown, looking to take full advantage, comes up the inside of the final corner at Luffield, and the Japanese drivers both go wide, come back on, and Brown takes full advantage and gets a 2 for 1 as Yamato dips further behind. I reckon he lost 3 places in that. Look at this pack, Corey. They look to be almost 3 or 4 wide, certainly 2 abreast through the first quarter at the start of lap 3. Who thought we'd see this so early, Corey?
Oh, definitely not me, Alex, but Yamato definitely losing out on a lot of positions there. And just by my quick guesstimation, there's about 5 positions that he lost in that little exchange. Definitely not good news there for Yamato, but he will try and drive back up through the field from here. He is one of the more tenacious drivers, and he didn't have the greatest of warm-up races, but he will definitely be trying to employ all the moves that he learnt from that one. As in front of this little group, Brown and Kokobu battling side by side once more out of Brooklands and into Luffield, and it's going to be advantage Brown on the inside. Just behind them is also Frattini and Becker battling side by side as Kokobu fancies his chances around the outside of Woodcote. So definitely some very hard racing going on here early, Alex, as they almost go 3 wide on the pit straight.
3 wide, it looked like on the entries. You say Brown's going to go very wide, and he will definitely pick a slowdown out there. But, oh, look at him still side by side, almost 3 wide into turn 2, into turn 3 now. They will get it sorted. Unbelievable driving there from this group as Brown having all sorts of action. He's up and down like a yo-yo. He was on the front of this pack a lap ago and now finds himself 5 deep with Frattini, fresh off his 12-hour efforts, coming in strong, as similarly Chenoweth sands it up the inside. Kokobu's gone. Kokobu's got the hip and shoulder from the Wildlife Warrior, and he's gone. You think this was for the lead, but it's actually for, what are we down to, about, I can't even tell, pace 6, whereas the front group. Let's go touch in with our leaders. Looks pretty sedate up there, Corey. What do you reckon?
I mean, compared to that second plaque, it's definitely a lot calmer at the front here, Alex.
Oh, Frattini's gone in the background. Sorry, we took our eyes off it for a minute, and he's just done about 3 loop-de-loops through turn 1. I'm just trying to find the telemetry. You go check in with the front pack, mate, while I try and find it.
Well, back up in the front pack, it looks like Hendrickson and Moore going very hard here. They're actually side by side coming into Brooklands now. Moore trying to make the move, not going to quite get there. Just a little bit more pace held by Hendrickson around the outside line as they come through Luffield once more. Devantia is still in this, and Swarovski, even though he's about half a second off the back of the pack here, still well and truly within this pack, making it a 5-car group. But Sasaki, he has 0.5 of a second over Hendrickson right now, so he's looking pretty good out in the lead here, Alex, and building a little bit of a gap while he's at it.
Absolutely, mate. Let's go see if this is what happened to Frattini. Oh, he's just been clipped in the rear. Wow. Hang on. Let's try that again. And I'll try and grab Frattini through here. And it's the 9 car. And he's just spun him round like a top. Frattini ends up... Yeah, nah, number 9, was it? Or 6, Becker. I can't... Nah, it was definitely 9. So, yeah, Chenoweth, as you say. And he... let's not take that view. Let's grab this one. And unfortunately, that was Frattini's night, who'd done some amazing moves to get forward. And there's still plenty of action buried deep in this pack as Brown and Yamato are new friendships. Yamato looking to recover some positions, and just behind then Sanchez in the unrecognisable livery. He's gone from the crayon painted one to something that looks much more spectacular and easy on the eye, I have to say. And meanwhile, Witten's up a couple behind him as well. This pack is unbelievable. The racing here is outstanding. This is what I was saying before the race can happen here. The front pack, they're gone. They're racing for sheep stations in the last few laps, no doubt. These guys have gone from the gun.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Alex. They're racing like they're racing for the lead on the last lap, as Luke Witten looking to go around the outside of just about half of them, couldn't quite get there. Just lost a little bit too much momentum on that outside line, which puts him back into 9th behind, back into 10th behind Yamato, And Sanchez, he's just sneaking his way up through this group a little bit. You noticed him before, and we didn't notice him before that, but he's just been quietly working his way up. He's up 3 from where he started, and he's right on the back of Warwick Brown right now, Alex.
Yeah, and Brown was on the front of this pack, then he was on the back of it, now he's on the front of it again, with perhaps the exception of Becker, who has just managed to get a little bit of breathing room in front of these guys. But and look, they're still going side by side. Cockaboo around the outside of turn 1 through Tune gets the move done. Meanwhile, back up the front, Sasaki, Hendrickson, Moore, Devantia, Swarovski, the only one to actually move up a position. Sasaki's had the best pace here all week, but the best lap currently sits with Henry Moore in P3, who double draft assisted, did a 1 minute .46, and he's going up, showing the nose up the inside of Hendrickson through Brooklands. Now as they come through Luffield this time round, they're going to the tail end of lap 8. We're 8 down already, Corey. These things flying through.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. We're actually on pace for maybe 21 laps around the track at the moment. The warm-up race was only 20, but the front pack have been absolutely hauling the mail right now. They're putting everything on it. As you say, all the times in the 60.5 second bracket. So these guys absolutely pushing the envelope for everything it's worth, but they're doing it so sedately. They're not really fighting it at all. But Henry Moore, I reckon he's going to just sizing up that move on the inside of Brooklyn. So we might see it again here as they come onto the Wellington Straight once more. And let's see what Henry Moore does here, whether he'll be close enough to even attempt the move. It looks like Hendrickson could actually be threatening Sasaki here a little bit. He's got a lot of overspeed. To the inside he goes for Brooklands, just showing the nose. Didn't really get up there though. So these guys, they've been really gentlemanly about it, Alex. So I reckon the second pack is where all the action is at the moment still.
Yeah, still is. Becker has now been caught by Brown. Brown's been putting in the hard yards to catch on there. There's been some movement down deeper in this pack as well. Yamato's been shuffled back. Witten's gone by. Sanchez we knew was already moving forward. These guys seem to be settling into that middle stage of the race where you've got to found a rhythm. The tyre temps and pressures are up and the madness of the opening scramble is done. Kind of get your breath and start ready for the mad scramble to the finish. These front guys though, they are, look, there's playing for sheep stations and then there's playing for sheep stations.
Oh, there's action in the back, Alex.
Oh, who have we lost?
I think Darren Tuner's gone around.
Yeah, he looks to have, let's have a look. I've got one here. Is this it? Oh, there was stuff.
Oh, and there's more action on the back of the Wellington Straight.
Yeah, I'm just saying there was a bit of action in front of
Luke and Dario, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to check out. Cockaboo went off track. Yeah, let me just check here. Oh, they're side by... Oh, my gosh. Down the middle of the back straight. Bit of netcode, and the three of them are playing pinballs. Cockaboo and Witten are gone. They're both gone, and I think it was Yamato that continued on. A little bit of too close together racing. You could have shake hands between those guys down the back
Alex,
straight there.
Speaking of close together racing, 3 wide were our leaders going into Maggots, coming onto the Wellington Straight. They've pulled the pin. They started racing after halfway through the race.
Wow, look at this. These guys there, they're definitely, it's on now. Hendrickson's moved forward, Devantia as well. Sasaki now sits in third and Moore looking to go up the inside. Sasaki doesn't leave him a huge amount of room. They interlock wheels briefly, and meanwhile the head clown sitting behind, showing some patience. I mean, we're only starting the second half of the race as we passed the line last time round. It's about to start lap 12 of 20. As you say, we might even get 21 given the pace here, but I think that might be a stretch as we see more aggressively goes through. Sasaki facilitates the maneuver. No good letting the guys in front get away as they come down to the very tricky section through 2 into 3 at Maggots. This modified national layout. The front 5 now have kind of settled back in after they sort of ruffled the feathers in the mid stages. I was going to say Devantis was sitting there very patiently in 4th, but when the opportunity came, he grabbed 2 spots and moved forward as Sasaki now defends from Swarovski, who shows the nose into Brooklands at the end of the Wellington Straight. These guys settle back into a good rhythm now, Corey.
Yeah, it looks like they have, Alex, as yeah, it was crazy for a moment there. All 5 of them were side by side with someone, and the back 3 were actually 3 wide in turn 2 just before Maggots. So, you know, it was a lot of craziness going on, but as you said, they've definitely settled down as we go back to look at the second pack here. Once I grab someone who was within the second pack, and it's definitely splintered off. We've got pockets of excitement going on, a couple of groups of 3. We've got Warwick Brown, Luca Becker, and Xavier Sanchez in one group of 3. And then the second group being headed up by Ryan Chenoweth with Dario Frattini and Darren Toon in it, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. These guys are almost recovering from recoveries and all sorts of things, trying to scramble to a result after all the action that's been going on in that mid stages. Up front now, Devantier looks to make the move through the final sector. He can go around the outside, but he's checked up a bit there. Hendrickson getting the drive early, pushing out, and Devantier correcting, and Moore taking full advantage there. Swarovski now just still sitting there patiently. Devantier looking to show the nose on Moore into turn 1 again, but settles back in as Hendrickson gets half a sniff of a breakaway, but no, not to be. Sasaki, all the pace in the world, but nowhere to go at this stage, sitting in 4th, Corey.
That's exactly right, Alex. I'm just having a look at the fastest lap column of my telemetry, and Kokobu has put in a 1 minute .330. That is incredibly fast around this layout, and you know, we might eventually, if the fuel burns off enough and people can get enough draft, very possible we might see a 59-second lap.
Yeah, could. Wow. Yeah, it'd be very close. Haven't seen the conditions are certainly right for it. Like we said, the fastest quality of the week's gone down from Sasaki, and these guys up front are, when they're settled in, they're consistently lapping in clean air on front, and it's certainly in behind in the 1 minute .5 and below. These guys really cracking on, and I know there's plenty of people who run this series who just be wanting anything under a 101, let alone lap after lap. The whole field at the moment lapping at or about, or certainly well below, most below the 101 mark, the 61-second mark. So the pace is certainly on, the quality's up, and the racing's been very good. It really displayed what we can see here both in this layout and this category, Corey.
That's exactly right, Alex. As I just caught a little sniff of their second pack. They just spread out coming across the Wellington Straight. Warwick Brown getting very defensive, just trying to prevent Becker from making a move up the inside, and that actually allowed Sanchez to close in a little bit more on Becker, but Sanchez not looking all that settled right now. He's a little bit loose on corner entry a little bit, and back up to the front pack now. And Sam Devantier getting a great run out of the final corner. It looks like he might actually get to the outside of Moore, but he had to back out of it as Moore takes the title line, using up all the track that he possibly could to try and make a run at Hendrickson here. And it looks like Devantier trying to sneak the nose up the inside just before Maggots. Couldn't quite get there, but the racing is definitely starting to step up here in the front group once more, Alex.
Yeah, that's right. If anything, Sam likely to be attacking to defend, as I'm fond of saying, as Sasaki now pulls alongside. Sasaki has quite a good line that gives me a lot of exit speed onto the big back straight. You see he's alongside Devantier, and Devantier then cuts underneath with expert skill being shown there from all involved, but Devantier takes the line, Sasaki gives the room, and meanwhile we continue on. Brown now sitting up in 6th position. He's like I said, he's been up and down like a yo, and he's actually caught Becker, which is fantastic. Great pace and skill from Brown there, with Sanchez on the back and Becker in the sandwich there. Frattini now, he's still up 4 positions after being spun around the way he was, and he's battling again with Chenoweth, the guy who spun him, and Chun sitting on the back of this pack as well. So Chenoweth has quite a unique line through this 2 and 3 complex. You'll see he'll come underneath almost. Yeah, see how he's so tight through there, and He seems to carry such good speed there, and in a pack though, it's unfortunate you can't tend to use it terribly well. As side by side our leaders go, Moore goes through the rear of the car, starts to sing, the smoke comes up, and the lead changes hands once again as Moore sits on front of the front pack now. We got 3 to go when they cross the line. Corey, you prepared to wager at this point? Who's your money on?
Oh, this is definitely going to be a hard one, Alex. The heart says Devantia, and the head says Hendrickson. So that's where I'm going for. So I guess Devantia would have to be the dark horse in this situation. Hendrickson will do just about anything he can to get the win, but we know he won't be satisfied with anything less than the top step on the podium. As side by side they go through Maggots, and it looks like Moore is going to take the advantage coming onto the Wellington straight. But Hendrickson is still there. He's got the momentum from running the slightly wider line, and here comes Devantia now, looking to try and make it 3 wide. Thinks better of it, and he's just going to stick in behind Hendrickson here, as Hendrickson on the inside line, and he's going to temporarily take back the lead because Moore's going to have the inside line here for Luffield. But no, Hendrickson gets him cleared and takes the title line straight down to the ripple strip there, Alex.
Yeah, beautiful. Around the outside there, Hendrickson through the final sector there. It's showing just how possible it is to take different lines, get on the power at different times. And it also shows strategically how you need to set up to play to your strengths. Some people will defend around the outside at the end of the Wellington straight through Brooklands, and others will defend on the inside as side by side almost. Now we're on the penultimate lap. Guys will be setting themselves up for where they want to be on the final lap. Do they want to attack or defend on the final lap? Myself, I want to defend, because you've still got to always got to make the move. It's, once again, Devantia sits on the inside up the back straight, forcing Sasaki to go around the outside the long way round, and it looks like the choices have been made. More prepared to attack on the final lap. Hendrickson looking to defend as we come out to cross the line for the penultimate time. Corey, 1 to go and we're off.
That's right, Alex. As they come through the final corner here at Woodscope once more, and we'll make our way into Cops. No moves being made just yet. They're all still single filed out, but I think coming into Maggots and also coming into Brooklands is where the moves are going to be made. As here goes Moore, just to prove my point, the first move being made in turn 2 just before Maggots, and he gets the move made. Some super late braking. That was a magical move there, Alex. How did he stop that car?
Unbelievable. I thought Hendrickson got a bit of a rough run out of turn 1, and Moore took full advantage. I mean, it's just what it's looked like at least. Now Moore moves over to driver's left to defend at the end of the straight, forcing Devantia's all sorts of loose, grabs it and catches it. Sasaki will be on his outside though. Moore, in only his second week though, looking to take full advantage of the poor run through turn 1 by the look of Hendrickson the previous lap, and it will be Henry Moore to take out round 11, season 31 of Sunday Night Lights here at Silverstone. Congratulations, Henry Moore. Hendrickson finishing second. Devantia with yet another podium to add to his list. Sasaki and Swarovski round out your top 5 who are always in it. Brown, what an up and down race. Finishes inside the points there in P6. Becker's already exited. Frattini, talk about up and down. He's up 4 positions where he started in P9 and still in the points. As the stragglers still crossing the line. Witten's had a rough ride here tonight. He's finishing all the way down in 13th. Yamato, another one who was right in it, almost as far as the top 5. Honestly, and then he's all the way down at the end. All right, let's go check out our race results as the drivers have now finished. Henry Moore, in only his second week, comes out on top. UK&I driver taking out his first win here on a Sunday night. Tim Hendrickson for Team Torpedo just in behind there. Those two going hammer and tong for the second half of the race. Hendrickson finished in second. Sam Devantia, the cowboy for Speedy Snail, similarly led briefly at a mid-stage of the race, finishing strongly though in P3. Hikaru Sasaki, after dominating qualification tonight, had all the speed in the world, just wasn't able to move forward in what was a very tactically challenging group. Certainly all the skills on display in attack and defence. Sorosky, fantastic drive from Sorosky, who qualified in 6th, moved up 1 position, stayed with the front runners, the best in the world all throughout the race, and finished in 5. Fantastic drive for Sorosky. Warwick Brown for Donate Life Sim Racing finishes in 6th tonight. Strong drive there again, sort of bumps and bruises potentially, but I'm sure he'll be happy with P6. Xavier Sanchez, the Spaniard, up 4 positions from where he started in 11th. Again, strong performance. Quite a heady drive, I thought, to finish in 7th. Luca Becker finished in 8th tonight. His second outing in 2 weeks, and fairly strong performance in the mid-pack there. Dario Frattini for FPM Oval Martine, backing up after the 12 hour, as we said, got spun around a couple of times in the middle of the race, still finished in P9 tonight in a very, very good drive. Ryan Chenoweth for Goose Juice Racing, no doubt redressing that touch in the middle of the stages of the race on Frattini, then racing to the end to finish in 10th. Darren Tune for ANZ has finished in 11th tonight inside the SNL points, and the final SNL point scoring position went to Kazuma Kokobu for Kaz Peter Racing. Kokobu certainly had some pace here tonight. The action caught up with him in the end. Luke Whitten for Team Milo's finished in 13th tonight, just ahead of Team NRS's Takumi Yamato. And Glenn Corrigan did get out there on track, but finished 2 laps down in the end on his debut. Be interested to see what happened. Hopefully everything's okay. Maybe some equipment failure or something went on, but not the way we wanted to see Corrigan start his SNL career, Corey.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. And he actually did just pop up in chat and said that he had a wheel failure and he had to reboot. So that is unfortunately what happened to Glenn there on the start. Hate to see it. Hopefully he comes back next week and has another crack at it. But well done, Henry Moore, coming out second race. He's joined us for and comes out and gets the win. And what an incredible drive it was. That front pack at one moment was just absolutely mental. And then they just calmed down, and you could see the skill on display for the front drivers there. And, they proved that this is why this is the top split of the week. And this is where all the good drivers come to race it out for the eternal guts and glory.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. The driving out there was fantastic. Very settled in the middle, which is a smart way to go. And then they kind of ripped the Band-Aid off about halfway through and then just went at it for a while, which was good to see. And then settled back into quite some strong, strategic, smart racing at the same time, I thought, and incident-free in that top 5 as well. So well done to everyone involved. But let's have a chat to our race winner here, and his second week with us, Henry Moore from UK and I. Mate, that was a decent run in there. Top 5, certainly going at it hammer and tong throughout. I imagine the blood got a bit pumping there.
Yeah, definitely. I could literally hear my heart in the last corner. It was booming.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Now tell me, did Hendrickson get a bit loose through turn 1 on the final lap, and it looked like you took full advantage with it? What was a spectacular move going onto the back straight and then held on for the win. But did he get loose, or did you just get a better run?
I didn't see him get loose, but the whole race I was just planning, okay, if I get up to P2, I'll just sit behind until the last lap, see what I can do on the back straight. So, yeah, I'm happy how it turned out.
Yeah, that's it, mate. But the quality was certainly up there tonight. It looked like at the start, everyone sort of settled in. The front 5 got a bit of a gap, and then I don't know if it was you or Sam, someone ripped the Band-Aid off, and about lap 11, things started up and settled back in. It was just the race really told multiple chapters there throughout. But this is why we race, mate, and hopefully you had good fun out there.
Yeah, it was amazing. I believe it was Sam I went for a move. It didn't quite work out. Sam got in front of me. So I was just like, okay, let's stay calm. Let's work our way through. And yeah, it worked.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, mate. Well, only 2 weeks in, having your first victory, something to hold on to. Some folks have been trying for a lot longer than that, mate. So coming on with a burst onto the scene. So congratulations, mate. 2 weeks in, your first victory. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight before we let you go?
I'm just going to give it to you guys in the studio for commentating every week.
Yeah, beautiful. Thanks, mate. Well, all the best for the coming week. Hopefully we see you again next week and the results can keep coming for you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
There you go, Corey. That was Henry Moore on the back of his maiden victory. Really strong performance there. Shows he was thinking about it, set it up and executed to perfection.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. With races like this, you really got to come in with a plan of what you're going to do. Of course, qualifying could completely throw out plan A and make you go all the way through to plan O. But he handled himself with absolute perfection this entire race and made sure he was in position to set up plan A and get it executed. And he absolutely perfected it with the way that he got that move made. And I just can't believe it's only his second race here with us, and he's got a win. Adam Miles in the Skippies tried forever and a day to get a win, and it took him like 50 or 60 races to do it. So good on you, Henry. Well done, mate.
Yeah, great start. Hopefully he can build from there, and that's what championship form can be made of. So maybe he has a run at the title. Who knows? But moving on, we'll bring in the Cowboy, Sam Devantia. Strong performance, another podium, setting up his season very well, mate. Looks like the move at the end there got a little bit loose, but managed to hang on for third, mate. Pretty intense up there in the front pack.
Pretty intense, going to the finale next week of the championship, No pressure, fans to win a championship, But no, seriously, congrats to Henry on his first win. One did it a year ago, so congrats to Henry second week. That's astonishing. So, no, she's pretty tight at the front here, the top 5 breaking away. And then I had a moment with Tim, like the time saw contact that set me off. So, sorry, Tim, again, the contact. Won't do anything to you, but yeah, we want to finish well. And Saki is behind me. The warm up race, he jumped the start. So I was hoping maybe to jump the start this race again, but no, he did well. So, no, good fun.
Yeah, excellent, mate. Certainly will look like good fun out there. The tension and the pace was amazing. I mean, Sasaki setting, I think, the fastest quality time of the week. And then it continued throughout with everyone sub 61 seconds pretty much every lap, even the ones where there were battles. So quality and pace throughout, mate. Congratulations, a podium there, and you're in it up to your eyeballs. So as usual, which is a great reflection on you and how you're going, mate. So congratulations on the win. Anyone on the podium? Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight before we let you go?
Just obviously everyone rocks up every single week. It's pretty good. We're 6K off again, so that's pretty good. Henry got a nice debut win. That's pretty good, astonishing. And bring on next week's finale, this championship. That's probably what I'm here for, the gold.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, Sam. Great to talk to you, mate. Talk to you again soon.
Yeah, see ya.
Corey, leading AZ driver on the night and in the championship at the moment. Sam Devantia for Speedy Snails, putting on another stellar, strong performance.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Sam is Mr. Consistency. No matter what we put out there for these guys to drive, whether it be Skippies or the Formula Forwards. And it's great to see him up there doing well and being in with half a chance of getting the championship. And, finishing in front of his title competitor is exactly what he needs to do. And it's exactly what he needs to do next week as well. So hopefully we can see Sam have a good run next week as well.
Yeah, mate. Looking forward to it. Great wrapping up the season with everything on the line. Now, let's bring up the head clown, Mr. Vasco Sorowski, who was right in amongst it. We're just showing the early stages of the race, Vasco, where it looked like you dropped off the back of the pack. And it's not like they were battling. You managed to catch them on pace, qualified on the third row, moved forward a position and held the chasing pack at bay, mate. Strong night out.
Oh, evening, guys. Yeah, well, I'm not going to say they're super fast this week. Kidding, they are. But yeah, for a second there at the beginning when I got caught up with Mr. Brown, I thought we're both going to lose them. And then a couple of laps and got on the back of them. In that hairpinny section, on your own, it's a lot easier than trying to go through there as a pack. So I suppose, there was a bit of time to be made up there. And then, wanted to get into it a little bit more, but I don't know. I'm not used to not crashing out on lap 1 at SNL, so I thought I'd just, be a little bit safer. There was a couple of moments where I thought about it, and discretion, beats it. Not going to say we're overly happy about it in hindsight, but we're, still P5. We didn't crash. We'll take it as a clown thing and, I don't know, carry on for the next one.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Look, strong performance. I know it's been a bit rough lately, so being up there with the best of the best on pace and in the pack, is nothing to sneeze at, mate. You're on there on form and pace, so that's a good outcome. Listen, congratulations on the top 5, mate. Any clowning around or shout outs you'd like to give before we let you go?
Oh, to all the clowns as usual. There's two. I could call them honorary clowns in the broadcast booth there. So to you guys as well. So thanks, everyone, and the drivers, mate, just for being out there and doing the things and being so good, because they are. That was really good racing. I was watching in front of me. No one sent each other or anything like that. So awesome job. Considering how close everything was, they did really well. Admittedly, I'm not going to say I wasn't hoping for one or two to go disappearing out of the way, but no, it was good that it wasn't, and everyone finished and it was nice and close.
Yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely, mate. Little known fact that the broadcast booth comes with a squishy red nose and big shoes, mate. That's what we're all sitting here in. Yeah, so all good. All right, mate. Great to see you as always. Look forward to catching you soon.
Thanks,
Ciao,
Alex. Thanks, Corey. Thank you.
There you go, Corey. That was Vasco, the head clown. Look, can I tell you, while we're on it, a couple of shout outs. The second split was full of talent here. Sean Caron, who is, of course, Warwick's teammate in the top split, he took it out from Nick Armstrong, a really strong ANZ driver in P2. Those two battled it out, and Caron got the win in the end. Hurte finished third. There's some other names in there that we've seen a few times. Repetto, Nathan Verney, of course, was in there. The great Ken Himes finished with the top 10, as well as Simon Dobner, who's another Aussie car regular. Mark Jeffrey took out the third split tonight. Got his Sunday Night Lights win under his belt for this season. Congratulations to Jeffo. Beatrice, who visits us in the chat, finishes inside the top 5 in that one. And the other clown in this SNL event, Doug Robson, who we don't get to see terribly often out on track, he's finished in P9. Some of the notable mentions from the lower splits tonight. Thank you, as always, for everyone for that ongoing support. But I think that might do us, Corey. It's been a fantastic night of racing. Really strong performance. Really impressed with the quality and the calibre of the racing. And for young Henry Moore to come out on top, even better. But for now, that might do us. Corey, do you want to tell the folks at home what you got coming up this week?
So on Wednesday, it is Output Racing League's end of the regular season. And once I bring that up, it's going to be the final race of the regular season. Then we head into playoffs, and it's going to be at the Worldwide Technology Raceway, aka the Gateway Raceway, for 110 laps, and that one should be pretty fun. Unfortunately, that one will not be live, so you can catch that one on the Aussie Sim Commentator YouTube channel. Apart from that, I have just a boatload of editing to do. As I said last week, the Speedway season over here is officially finished. So I've just got a whole bunch of editing to do. So I might try and stream throughout the week, but editing is going to take the precedence at the moment for me, Alex. And it's back here next week with you as we tackle the final race of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. From the track that we got to learn how to say during the week. Anyway, that'll do us, folks. As always, make sure you go check out the Top Split YouTube channel. That's where you'll find the replay for this race and all the other 31 seasons of Skippy and now Formula Ford action. And of course, we'll be here, as Corey said, next week on Top Split TV on the Twitch channel, where we are each and every week bringing you the best racing, the best of the best, honestly, each and every week. And then, of course, you can join us in the Discord community where Alex has actually updated the points for SNL. All the news, views, and everything SNL is over there in the Discord community. But for now, folks, thank you to everyone who likes and thumbs up and subscribes and all those different places, turns up on track in the chat, just supporting this grassroots series. It is very much appreciated. And I think today showed once again the kind of action and skill on display each and every week. We're proud to have this platform to bring it to you, and we really appreciate all the support. But for now, and on behalf of the Chaotic One, Mr. Corey Steinhauser, I'm Alex McKellar, and until next time, I will say ciao for now.